Recently, I've been in a situation where I really can't calm myself. Situations like on exams on our major subjects and all, and in a situation about confronting matters that are on hand, which if I don't deal with it, it will cause some problems along the way, and many more. I've been in a state of chaos in mind for that time and not sleeping right. Those days, I always overthink things on how to deal with them and manage to find myself in need of calm. What really is calm? For me, calm is in a state of where everything goes quiet and free from disturbance, as it often implies a contrast with a foregoing or nearby state of agitation or violence. Those days were unfortunate days for me having to deal with problems in life that matters to me. It really wasn't easy or uncomplicated to dispense the problems that I faced on that time. I often find myself drinking overnight, playing games without looking at the time, just making myself escape, and it wasn't good. But as much as I tried to escape, I realized that the problems didn't actually go away. They stayed with me, waiting for me to face them, growing heavier with every passing by, the drinking, the sleepless nights, and but as much as I tried to escape, I realized that the problems didn't go away. They stayed, waiting for me to face them, growing heavier with every passing day. The drinking and the sleepless nights and the hours lost in games, it was like a building walls, and it was like I was building walls to keep the chaos out, and but really I was just trapping myself in with it. Calm. I've learned isn't something you stumbled upon. It's about running from the storm. It's not about running from the storm, but finding a way to stand in it without being swept away. It's about breathing, even when the air feels too heavy. It's about reminding yourself that no matter how impossible things might seem, you've survived every tough moment so far. I I started to ask myself, what does calm feel like for me? Is it the stillness of a morning when the world hasn't woken up yet? Is it the feeling of taking a deep breath after a long cry? Or maybe it's the small victories, like finishing that assignment I've been dreading, resolving a misunderstanding, or even just making it through the day without falling apart. I'm not saying I figured it all out. Some days the chaos still wins, but I'm learning to meet it halfway, to stop overthinking every move and just take the next small step forward. And most importantly, to forgive myself when I don't have all the answers. Because calm isn't about having everything figured out, it's about finding peace and knowing you're doing your best. Even when the world feels like it's falling apart, and maybe, just maybe, as I've gone through these moments of chaos, I've started to see them differently. They're not just hurdles to overcome, they're just reminders that life is unpredictable and imperfect. And that's okay. The chaos isn't always something to fight. Sometimes it's about embracing, to learn from, or to grow through. I began taking small steps to find my footing. I started journaling, just writing my thoughts out to untangle them from my mind. I tried meditating, even for just a few minutes, letting myself just be in the moment without judgment. I reached out to my friends, realizing I didn't have to carry everything alone. I know It's not a perfect process. Some days are still hard, but I find I found that even in the messiest of moments, there's always a sliver of calm waiting to be discovered. And that's where your strength comes from. Not in avoiding the storm, but in learning to dance in the rain. Now, whenever I feel overwhelmed, I remind myself this: peace is not the absence of chaos, but the ability to remain steady within it. And that's where I chose to stand, right in the middle of it all, learning to stay steady, one breath at a time. Thank you, and good night.